Now, do you want me to call you Delvin, or do you want me to call you Delvo, or have you got another nickname that you prefer to be called?
You call me whatever you want to call me, man. It don't even matter.
No, if I'm too rude, you might switch off straight away.
No, man.
I wouldn't dream of being rude. No, I'm absolutely honoured that you've agreed to be on the sport vlog today. So we're live now. You're the biggest profile athlete that we've had on the programme so far. So I've absolutely no doubt people are going to enjoy listening to what you've got to say.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me, though.
Absolutely no problem at all. So for the benefit of those people who might not be known to this sport, do you want to just share with the world, well, not so much into the sport, but straight off with, but tell us about Delvin Dickerson. Where did he come from? Where did he grow up? Tell us about what he stands for in life.
Now, Delvin Dickerson, he comes from a small town called Kendleton, Texas. But I was raised in the southwest side of Houston, A-Leaf. I'm been playing basketball all my life. My mom introduced me to the game, you know what I mean? And she played ball actually growing up, so that's how I kind of got the feel for basketball. But, Delvin is just a hard-working guy, man, loving guy, man. That's just not afraid of anything. That just takes on life just full head of speed and just go with everything.
Well, I have to say, obviously, since I met you and since I knew you were coming to Manchester, my hometown, I've obviously followed you on social media, and you're definitely the coolest dude that I met. You can teach me a few tricks. I think my children would look at me with a lot more respect if I learned a few lessons from Delvin Dickerson.
That sounds crazy right there, but I got you, man.
No problems at all, sir. And so I think, one thing I do notice from following you from time to time on social media, you very much seem to be a family man. You look like a good, close-knit community and family that you've got there over in the States.
Yeah, man, I try to just surround myself with just good, positive energy and just good people, surround myself around people that love me, and that just want to see me do good and just making sure that I'm headed in the right direction. You know what I mean? I don't try to have any negative people around me that don't want to see me win, that don't want to see me succeed in life. You know what I mean? And it's just, I'm a big family man. I feel like whether it's friends or whatever, I consider them family, because once I open up to you and once I allow you in my life, there's really not just friends. It's you consider family to me.
Well, in my eyes, you're already a success, but you might not think so at the moment, but I've absolutely no doubt whatsoever you're going to go on to greater successes. This is only the start of Delvo as we know him. There's a lot more to come.
I appreciate that, man.
And then I'm looking, again, I try not to be too personal in these conversations, but I'm looking, and first of all, I see a cross around your neck. And then the second thing is that quite often I do see some of your social media posts, and they have a theme related to religion. Are you a religious man by background, Delvin?
I'm a firm believer of faith, and, I believe in God. You know what I mean? I feel like, my life is already written, you know what I mean? And I'm just living it. He just wants me to live it, the best way I can. You know what I mean? I know he didn't put me on this world to go through things he knew I couldn't handle. So I'm just living day by day, just following his path.
I love your philosophy, and I think everybody else that listens to it will do the same and share your enthusiasm. It's terrific you being here. And then again, for the people who don't know you, Delvin, perhaps stop when we get to Manchester or just before we get to Manchester, but before the run up to Manchester, tell us about your basketball career as such, and your playing, the clubs that you played for, some of your stats, some of your awards, because it's an impressive background to date.
Yeah, from high school, I was going to a public school, which was called A-Leaf Taylor, my first 2 years, and then my last 2 years of my high school, I transferred to a school called Westbury Christian. It's a private school, which, helped me get closer to God and, you know what I mean, and just find my way and just understand life. It helped me out a lot, not just with basketball, but just off the court things. But after high school, I went to Paris Junior College for 2 years. It's a junior college. You only get to be there for 2 years. led my team my sophomore year to our Sweet 16 to the national tournament. That following year, I signed to go play for Bowling Green State University. It's a deep Division I school out in Ohio. I had a very good season there, tore my ACL, which was unfortunate, but got through that. Had a good year, though. That following year, I transferred to North Carolina Central due to a coaching change at Bowling Green. We won our conference there, won the regular season, and then went to the national NCAA tournament, which we lost in the first round. And after that, I sat out a year at home just to help out with my family, just to get things, together here. And then the following year, I signed to go play in Argentina. I played there for a year. I had a good year, very efficient, good numbers. Then following year, I'm in Manchester.
There you have it, and that's where we all met up and everything.
Yeah, man.
You'll know, I'm going to be interested in the Manchester story, and you can obviously say anything you like, and I'll be comfortable with it. At the time, I was commercial director at Manchester Giants. I'm not Manchester Giants anymore since the new owners came in. But you were instantly a hero in Manchester from the people that were there. I liken it because you won't know a lot about me, but I work in a lot of sports. What I liken it to is you probably didn't get into following rugby league when you were in England, but
I did, actually.
Oh, did you really? Well,
yeah.
There's a club.
It was kind of different for me, but I liked it. Just
really?
The style, reality, and just the guys are just they get after it there.
So it's American football, but without the padding.
Yeah, basically. Basically, the rules are a little different, but it's very entertaining to watch.
Absolutely. Well, just up the road from where you play basketball is a Super League club called Salford Red Devils, and one of the guys who played there last year, he got transferred. He's now at Wigan, but one of the guys who played there last year, and he actually won the award through Super League for the award which they call Man of Steel. So in effect, the best player for the whole season was an Australian called Jackson Hastings. And I think when I think of him, and I think of you as well, because I think only sometimes in life you come across these people who are an absolute golden nugget. In terms of a commercial department, you're gold, because nothing is ever too much. And when I saw Delvin Dickerson, in the same way as I saw Jackson Hastings, absolutely anything you were asked to do. You were the face of Giants last year. Not only were you incredible on the court, but everybody I know, particularly in the marketing department, people like Liam, people like John Dwan, the previous owner, people like myself when I was bringing sponsors onto the court, nothing was too much for Delvin. And you look at somebody like that, and everybody from children through to adults look at you with admiration, and there's an awful lot of positivity and an awful lot of respect for you in that respect, Delvin.
Man, I really appreciate it. I mean, actually, being in Manchester really it helped me out a lot, because I would say before going out there, I wasn't in the best headspace mentally, and just going out there and just being around just completely love, just being around the fans, being around people that actually saw the best in me, that really fed off my energy, from the coaches to the players, my teammates. Like, it was all love, and I felt like I was at home. You know what I mean? Like, I really felt like I was at home. Like, nothing really changed.
You actually, some of your social media posts, you wrote some really nice, deep things about Manchester people.
The
way that they welcomed you.
It really is different, and I feel like that's why Manchester will ever have a place in my heart. I honestly feel like I'm going to move there. I'm going to get a house there. I'm going to make sure I have somewhat type.
We'll do anything we could for you if you're here. You don't disappear. I mean, I had a phone call 2 weeks ago, and they said, the lights are on in Delvin's house. Do you think I need to go and check that he's okay? And obviously, I knew you were back in the States by then, but it's still Delvin's house, even though you're not there.
Yeah. Man, I love Manchester. I can't honestly just, even if it's not for basketball, I can't honestly wait to get back, because I gained a lot of respect and a lot of love off the court with people that I met outside of basketball, which just have had an impact on my life.
Well, I think there's people around, and admittedly, I won't pretend that I know you really well, because that would be a false statement. But from me having met you and from me seeing what you stand for as a person, I can hand on heart say, without sucking up to you too much, that I've got your back. So anything you ever need in my capability, you can be assured that we'll go out of our way to try and help you out. And that's one of the ways we want to try and reward you for you coming on the program today.
But that's like a prime example of just someone from Manchester. You know what I mean? The love and the respect.
Absolutely.
That's a prime example right there of just how I fell in love, why I fell in love with Manchester and just the people there.
I'm just a firm believer that the good people meet good people. I do a lot of work in the country of Turkey. That's one of the many countries that I work in at the moment. And I've got some really good Muslim friends over there. And at the end of the day, sometimes when we're discussing faith and things like that, they're always so positive, and they say, you know what, Adrian, I know you're not a Muslim as such, but we're just a firm believer that good people meet good people. And that's how I feel about having met you, Delvin. So thank you very much.
Nah, thank you. Y'all welcomed me really, like, with just open arms, even if it's just, outside of basketball, some wasn't even just looking at me as a basketball player. They was looking at me as like a bigger brother or a younger brother. Or
Absolutely. So just talk me through and just share with people, when you go back and you look back at the Manchester experience, obviously there was a change in ownership which has gone through, and obviously wish them every success in the future. But me as an outsider now looking in, I was disappointed you're not going to be there for this season. But when you look back at the whole experience, particularly the playing side of Manchester Giants, how was it for you?
Honestly, it was a good experience. You know what I mean? I felt like things could have went differently. It was kind of unfortunate of just how we started the season. I get there, preseason game, I hurt my thumb. John Milmore didn't play. Then he ended up going home. And then you end up sending Crystal home. And then you got people getting sick here, and then you got people getting hurt here.
Absolutely.
And for me, I've played a year with no ACL. Like, I've played hurt before. So it was just me getting hurt. It was just like, I'm still going to play because the fans want to see me play. There's little kids come to the game to watch the game, but just also to see me play, which is, I take pride in. You know what I mean? The Manchester fans deserved way much more than last year. I personally feel like, and they were amazing the whole year. And I've really honestly it hurts me that I couldn't get them or we couldn't get them a win or anything, but like the support and everything that they gave out every game was amazing. Even when the new owner, Jamie Edwards, which he's doing a fantastic job, when he took over, fans traveling with us on the bus and stuff like that, it just shows a lot from the Manchester community as far as everything just being one and everyone supporting each other.
Well, you use that word amazing, but I have to say amazing relates to you because, as you say, the kids, the numbers were relatively small, but the kids absolutely idolised you.
And
that's a great impact.
I loved it, whether it was before the game or it was after the game, signing pictures. It's like the little things that say to me. I got things on my wall from some of the fans that they gave me and everything. It's thick. Like, Manchester will forever have a place in my heart. You know what I mean?
But presumably, it's a shame. I mean, obviously, Manchester Giants is an iconic brand as such, and it can go a lot further, and I hope it does with Jamie Edwards.
I hope
wish him every success. But the crowds must have been quite a lot smaller than you were used to, weren't they, in the George Carnell Centre?
It was, yeah, but like I would say, they made it what the game was. Like, they made the game. Even though we're playing, the fans made the game. Like, they made it being fun to play there. You know what I mean? Even if it wasn't the biggest arena, you still had fans standing up. You still had fans still sitting close to each other, just making sure, you know what I mean? Like, they watched the game and support. And whether we were down big or we were down little or up by a little, like, they still had our backs from start to finish.
And I think, like you said, I mean, I know Jamie's already instigated certain things which are all positive, like he let some fans go on the coach. And I think one of the things that he'll certainly aim to look at, I'm sure, will be the venue, because, okay, you were getting circa 1,000. They did their best. They tried to create a good atmosphere. They did create a good atmosphere. But in the olden days, 15,000 plus at the Manchester Arena when the Giants started off. So there's a big gap in terms of commercial revenue that can be generated if they can get a bigger and more permanent home, which I hope they do.
I spoke with Jamie briefly. That was one of the meetings we did speak about, and his plan and his vision on rebranding the Giants.
Yes.
I see where he's coming from, and I honestly feel like he's going to change some things around. It's just the way he was planning things out, but I think it will definitely I feel like Manchester basketball anyway needs to make a leap up, because the city is amazing, and just being there, like, it should be bigger than what it actually is. Even though you got soccer, then football, then rugby, then you got basketball, but basketball should be up in that range of just
absolutely compete. Yeah, totally agree with you. And then, so there's a couple of things I just want to touch base with you on, because you're at the sharp end of this. And again, I hope you don't mind me asking, but I genuinely, I'm going to be fascinated in what you say on things. First one I was going to ask you, because you're back in the States now and everything. We know what we're going through over here with this pandemic and coronavirus. There's still many a sports hall. You can't even get into sports halls yet.
Yeah.
What's it like firsthand for you in the States at the moment?
It's kind of up and down, I would say, because you got to wear your face mask all the time.
Yeah.
Like, they have some restrictions on us. Couple places, I guess, like bars and like food places you go to, certain unlimited people, certain stores you go to, certain amount of people can be in the stores. You got to wait in a line, for sure, 6 feet apart. It got kind of bad in Texas because we reopened, and then that's when everyone just freely went about.
Right.
And you know what I mean? But I feel like in the midst of that, we had our protesting going on for the Black Lives Matter, and that caused everyone to be close in large amount of crowds, which kind of wasn't the best idea, but it's a bigger reason of why, we were out protesting. I was actually out protesting as well.
Yeah.
So it's just difficult, because after that happened, we went right back on lockdown because our numbers spiked up. And now we're kind of on lockdown, but we're kind of not. We kind of have some wiggle room, but you cannot leave the house without your face mask. You have to.
So in your close catchment, Delvin, is the rate flattening down a little bit? Or is it still infection and still growing?
For Texas, I know it has its days, but it's on the decline right now.
Good news.
Other states it's going up and down, but it's just how people handle it. This face mask stuff and washing our hands, and that's very important. All this.
Absolutely.
Hygiene clean and your area clean, and just is very important.
And then the other topic I was going to touch base with you on, you just alluded to it, and that's Black Lives Matter. Obviously I see everything that's going on in sport, and I'm proud of the way that we're tackling a lot of these issues at the moment in sport. It's got to be transferred from just something that's a start of a movement to something that actually sees it through, hasn't it? But if you take things like the English Premier League, it's not a one-off gesture. It is every single game that everybody's kneeling, and obviously people are genuinely looking at how they can review people like the Rugby Football Union, people like the Football Association, and they've actually got working parties that are looking at how they can address some of the shortfalls, some of the barriers, some of the institutional racism that might have gone on through time. But what's your take as somebody at the sharp end of this? As you say, you were involved in the protests and everything. Is it going to plan?
This is an equality thing. You know what I mean? Just everyone just wants. We as me being an African American, just we want everything to be equal. You know, we all want to be treated fairly. You know what I mean? Just
Absolutely.
through, you know, the police systems and the things that they're doing to us African Americans is just not justifiable. You know what I mean? We have to make a change. You know what I mean? And these sports guys, as far as, you know, the rugby and the football and all these guys in America, these guys with these platforms, they're speaking out because we demand a change. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? It has to happen. You know what I mean? And seeing that Manchester, London, and Europe and everyone protesting with us over here in America, it's a sign of just relief that everyone sees that, you know, things has to change. You know, this is an equality thing. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that certain, you know, things that went on, just, you know, you can't really just speak on, but it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? And I'm still praying for those families that's still dealing with, you know, their loved ones being a victim to racism or through police brutality. You know what I mean? It's, I feel like one day everything will just, you know, be normal. I'm praying that it'll be normal, but
I'll pray with you. I think one thing that comes across is you're so articulate and eloquent in the way you speak. I think there might be a future in politics here for you, Delvin.
I don't know about that. But now it's a lot going on, man. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, the other day I got the news that I wasn't returning to Manchester. That kind of broke me in a sense because, you know,
I think it broke us as well. It broke you most, but it broke us as well. You can be assured.
Yeah, that's another thing of just how things went down with that regarding to that. But, you know, Danny and Jamie did call me. We did speak. You know what I mean? There's no bad blood or anything. You know, I wish that program, that club success. You know what I mean? I always support them because I played for them, and Manchester has a place in my heart.
I agree, sir. I agree.
If I could play ever, I would definitely play there forever if I could.
Yes.
But, you know, now I guess it's just the time to just move on and try to, you know, see if another door will open for me, see if another club will allow me to come in and do my thing.
I think you just have to wait until I become the owner of the club, and then obviously you're the first person on the team.
Let's do it,
man. So the final question in terms of this interview is that I genuinely, and again, everybody can talk a good game. I like to actually deliver. So I want to help you out. And it's not just a faint gesture, and it's not something I'm going to say to everybody that I interview on this vlog and everything. But I have a lot of contacts, obviously, around the world. What I'm genuinely interested in is, and you won't be aware of all the countries that I work in, but I've got an agency, for example, but I'm wanting to help you as a friend. I don't want anything for it. But I'm now very proactive in certain countries. Obviously, England, you can take it for granted in terms of BBL. In terms of Turkey, I've got a big representation now, working in Romania, working in Bulgaria, working in France. What I want to do, and some of this you might want to share now on the air, other things you might want to talk to me when we're off air, but where is the future for Delvin? What can Adrian Stores do through his network of contacts to prove that what he says is the truth and help Delvin out at this point in time in terms of finding a new club?
Man, honestly, just right now, it's just, you know, I'm doing my part as far as staying in the gym, making sure I'm healthy, taking care of my body.
Notice that on your social medias. Yeah.
Eating right, just making sure I'm ready, you know what I mean? Because, you know, during this pandemic, it kind of messed up a lot of things for a lot of teams and a lot of clubs. And, you know, it kind of affected a lot of players. You know, it affected me, you know, my last 2 months being in Manchester. But just, you know, how you can help me is just, you know, it's all off the word, and I'm pretty sure, you know, your word is everything to certain people, and it's just, you know, if anyone can just give me a chance, you know, to come in and just, you know, work hard and come and play defense and give my all, then that's what type of player they'll be getting out of Delvin Dickerson. I know during this past season, what people really didn't know was I was 60 to 75% the whole year. I was never 100%. In the times that I was showing glimpse of me being at 90, 80%, I was averaging 16 and 8. And it kind of, once I got hurt, it just went down. But know that any team will get a soldier and get a fighter out of me, because I'm going to play hurt, even if I have to, whatever, you know, it is. I'm just...
So genuinely, you are happy and you are interested if we talk to clubs on your behalf as a friend.
Yeah.
If somebody comes up with a glimmer of interest, which I'm sure they should, then you're happy for us to at least put the opportunity your way for you to consider.
That's all I need is opportunity. So
well, then what we need to do then is we can just ensure that if you make sure that anything you think I need to have in terms of collateral, in terms of your track record, I mean, a lot of it speaks for itself. A lot of it is online. As you say, they might not have got at every stage got the 100% Delvin Dickerson, but you still won BBL awards last year, didn't you? There were some of your plays were phenomenal, and
yeah,
that says a lot about you.
I showed some glimpse of what I really can do and what in certain different times, you know, and you know, people outside looking in, they will just look at the numbers and they'll look at my percentages, but they don't know what I was asked to go out there and do every single night. You know what I mean? And whether I'm hurt or not, like, I still had to go out there and perform and try to perform at a high level and compete. You know what I mean? And that's all I want to do is just compete. I feel like no one's giving me, you know, the opportunity or chance just because they're going off of certain games that I've had last year where I shot bad or we lost and this and that. But at the end of the day, I was out there playing hurt. But
absolutely, you were.
I just want a chance. I just want the opportunity just to showcase my talents again, because I'm healthy now, and I wasn't healthy all last year. There wasn't a time where I was just completely 100%.
So have you proactively been looking at and approaching clubs and not getting the chance?
I haven't really approached any, because I don't know what type of situation is going on and stuff like that. I'm kind of a patient guy. Okay. You know what I mean? I pray a lot, man, and I just try to be patient, you know what I mean, and let everything come to me. Only thing I can do on my end is stay in the gym and stay ready.
Well, you've got a faithful servant here, Delvin, who I'll be proactive starting from Monday. And again, there's nothing in it for us other than trying to help a good friend out. So what I'll do is anything we get, I shall be forwarding it your way. And hopefully we can find something that fulfills your aspirations in the not too distant future.
I'm praying, man. Anything will help me at this point.
Okay. Well, I think at this point, you've been more than credible and helpful in being in the interview. Thank you for your time on that. I'll now turn you off from the big wide audience and just finish off with a few words of talking to you myself personally. But Delvin Dickerson, it's been an absolute pleasure. And
thank you for having me.
Just as I thought you would be, you're an absolute superstar.
Thank you.